Alright, so we're getting to the time where we're pretty close to whacker in. I'm just grabbing bits and pieces off this engine now. So all the turbo and stuff, a couple of radiator hoses, sensor from under there, because I snapped the one off the head from here, like I'll show you. So the top snapped off the sensor. So yeah, that's supposed to be joined up, but it snapped, so I'm going to steal the sensor off the other head. Luckily I've got two. I'm stealing all of the vacuum pumps and the vacuum pump, and the power steering pump off this engine, because I know that they're good, so I'd rather use ones I'm sure on. Turbo, I'm not taking this this intake plenum. I just can't justify it. It causes lag. It doesn't fit properly. Fitment down here is a bit shit, and the weld here has a big crack in it, so it shoots oil and loses boost pressure. So it's actually not helping the situation at all. It's actually not great. Yeah, I'm going back to the stock plenum because it's reliable. Same here with this exhaust manifold. So it all looks cool and stuff, but then it doesn't actually seat properly. So under here, it's obviously not surface flat. So there's an oil leak under here, and I only put this in about 6 months ago. So it should be fucking perfect still. So yeah, all round, I'm gonna keep the turbo and the exhaust manifold, because now my exhaust has been modified to be higher and further in, so I can't even go back to the stock setup if I wanted to. But yeah, money not well spent. Clutch is on, talk to spec. Flywheel's on, talk to spec. I just bought some new exhaust studs. They're on. So now it's time to slap the gasket on. This little party animal here. Slap the gasket on. Something like that. And now, time to put the turbo on. Just over here. I just didn't want the oil to drip off anywhere. So there's the turbo. Time to slap her on. These things, far too fucking expensive too. Talking 50 bucks and 2 cents or something for all 8, and the bolts. I think that's a fucking joke. I should have gone to a fixing shop rather than Burson's. But yeah, she's coming along. I reckon if all goes to plan, she'll be in the Ute Savo. Alright guys, we're here. So that's every bolt on, I believe. Just looking at that. Whoops. Got a 10mm to go up in there, but got to put on the vacuum pumps, vacuum solenoids, sorry, these little buggers. You may notice I've got the stock intake plenum back on. That's because, without being too vocal about it, I'm not exactly happy with this one. Not really happy with anything that I purchased. Power wise, it's great, it's not amazing. And I'm going to keep the billet turbo, keep the high mount headers, but the manifold here has a massive leak coming out of that weld, big crack, and it's just not worth my time or money to get it fixed, because yeah, for what it costs, you'd think it'd be pretty solid, but yeah, pretty unhappy with that one. But yeah, she's just about ready to chuck in, so bear with me, and I'm gonna start the installation operation. Yahoo! Oh yeah, also I timed the pump, so it's 2mm. It's timed 2mm, so I found the flat spot in the back here, put a little gauge, found the flat spot, wound it over so it's 2 millimeters advanced. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. If you don't get it, look up how to use the timing gauge on a VE fuel pump. It's not too bad, but yeah, do that one at your own peril. You can do a lot of damage getting that wrong, so I'm not going to even attempt to teach you how to do it. One of my videos talks you through it a little bit, but yeah, as I said, I don't take any responsibility for you carking your engine. Just took me about 2 hours because I'm doing it on my own, but yeah, there she is in place. So I've just got 2 bolts in at the moment, not even wound up tight. I reckon hopefully I'll get it started in tonight, which is in place. Fingers crossed I've done everything right. Alrighty, a couple of hours stuck into it and I'll have it all bolted up. Alrighty, that's it for today. Got the turbo fully hooked up, fuel system's hooked up. I need to put the it's called accelerator cable on still. AC's hooked up. Most of the radiator, so all the heater core sides hooked up. Need to put the radiator back on, tappet cover on, but I'm just gonna place it on top and then start the engine and make sure I'm getting oil. What else? Yeah, so I've got rid of the big fat intake plenum. It just causes boost lag, and I honestly don't think that this is going to be worse. I think it's just a looks thing, so I'm going to go with the one that actually works better. And what else have I got? Yeah, so I've already adapted that pipe, timed the fuel pump earlier, everything's tight to spec. All the gearbox bolts are in. So it's a bit dark, it's getting late. I've got to put the downpipe on, hook it up to the exhaust. It needs all of its fluids, needs power steering fluid and every other type of fluid. I need to figure out how to get, I'm going to put a T in here and then run it through here up to here so that I still get my boost gauge. I need to put on my what's it called it, so I can get my top parade pipe that has my water temp sensor in it, so that I can get water temps. Yeah, though what I'm going to do for braking, so I've got this trailer here, it's full of gravel, so I'm going to use this wet gravel too, so I'm going to use this to simulate load, and that's what we'll do for the braking test. Alright, early morning tomorrow morning, get stuck into it before uni, and hopefully start her up. Hooey. Here we are. So almost everything's hooked up. I'm just putting coolant in. I've just put about 6.5 litres of oil into the top of the head there. Everything's hooked up here. I still need to put the downpipe on. All the looms hooked up. I'll take the boost tee off because I'm probably only going to run stock boost for the brake-in. I still need to put on the accelerator cable. Finish filling up with fluids, downpipe, and then first start. So I'll put the camera on for the first start, and boy oh boy, I'm nervous. Really fucking nervous actually. But oh yeah, I gotta put the fan on too, so all the belts are on. But yeah, let's see what happens. Ready? Fingers crossed.
It went dark, does that mean it's still recording?
Right, so rather than hook the trailer up, that's how I'm going to simulate load, or put load on the ute. So for my first break-in test, I'm going to take her up a big hill that's nearby my place. And then yeah, I'm just going to kind of simulate different load conditions and see how she goes. First 100k since the rebuild. So everything's been going pretty good so far. I fucking had a major scare yesterday. So I was just driving along and I got this, the low oil pressure light come on, and I was thinking, what the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. So I pulled over, I opened the engine bay, and there's fucking oil everywhere. Literally fucking everywhere, all over the top, all over the underside of the bonnet, like everywhere. It was fucking like all of the oil. So I checked the fucking dipstick. It's bone dry, so I'm thinking, oh Jesus, I've absolutely fucked it. I fucked this whole rebuild. So I called out my brother-in-law, got him to bring me some oil. He brought out some oil, chucked a couple of litres in and started it up just to see if I could see any obvious leaks. And it was pissing out of the vacuum pump. I was thinking, you know, that's not very normal. So I pulled the vacuum, I ended up getting out of a car, going home, grabbing a bunch of tools and a bunch of oil, and then I took the vacuum pump off, and there's a big split right in the middle of the vacuum pump. I'll show you. There's actually 3 bolts that were supposed to be on the vacuum pump that are missing, and I 100% never took them off. I only took off the 2 main mounting bolts. So this engine that had the cracked head, I don't know why those bolts were missing. Maybe they were never put in, and it just happened to me. But yeah, dropped all the oil, had a massive scare. I was thinking, oh no, here we go. You know, this is going to be a huge drama. And then got the other vacuum pump from the other engine, chucked it on, holds oil again. So yeah, I've done 100 Ks. I'm currently towing that trailer because that engine that I put on kept kind of wanting to tip over. No matter how tight I buckled her down, so I took that off because I didn't want to drop the engine off the side. That'd be embarrassing. So I chucked a little trailer on the back, and that's full of gravel. So that's, you know, that's pretty bloody good. But man, that was scary. So we're at 102 Ks now. She feels great. Like, I'm actually thinking the rings might already be seated because they're it's punchy as. I've got the fuel turned right down, the boost turned down to 20 psi. The EGTs don't go over 550 at the moment. That's pre-turbo EGT gauge. Yeah, she's absolutely loving it. It feels so good to drive. Oops, that's 5th. Yeah, it feels so good to drive. I think I pulled it off. I think the rebuild's actually been quite successful. So that's probably going to be it for the whole rebuild series for a little while. So I'll do a 1000k, so the first oil change check-in, and we'll have a look at how dirty that oil is, but that's going to be a long time away. This ute, quite frankly, just doesn't get driven very much, especially when it's got a trailer on the back. It doesn't see a whole lot of action. So once I finally get the 1000Ks on it, we'll do, I guess it'll be a follow-up. So I think it'll be part 5 or 6, and that's going to be a follow-up in a couple of months. Got a few other videos lined up. So I've got a video that's covering upper control arm ball joint spaces. So I've actually bought a set of those, some pretty good quality ones. So I'm going to chuck them in because I don't really want to pay for a lowered upper control arm. It's just way too much money when you can get these things for 160 bucks. And I mean, I'd be surprised if the arm was that much stronger. I've heard, you know, a lot of controversial shit about them, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a go because I think that's gonna be the go. And what else have I got? I've got the toolboxes that I've still got to chuck on under the tray, so I've got a fabrication video coming up. I've got a rear axle leak, so I'm gonna go over doing the outer rear axle seals. So yeah, that's 3 videos that are on the horizon. I'm coming to the end of my uni semester though, so got a lot of assignments and stuff due, so at the moment those videos will be a little ways away, but I'm still going to try to keep to my weekly upload schedule. And anyone who's followed the rebuild series, I hope I did you proud. I hope you're happy with it. Yeah, Finndawg out. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't subscribe. If you don't, just fuck off. Alrighty, take it easy, players.